The Khwarezmian dynasty was a Persianate Sunni Muslim dynasty of Turkic mamluk origin. The dynasty ruled large parts of Greater Iran during the High Middle Ages, in the approximate period of 1077 to 1231, first as vassals of the Seljuqs and Kara-Khitan, and later as independent rulers up until the Mongol invasion of Khwarezmia in the 13th century. The dynasty was founded by Anush Tigin Gharchai, a former Turkish slave of the Seljuq sultans, who was appointed the governor of Khwarezm. His son, Qutb ad-Din Muhammad I, became the first hereditary Shah of Khwarezm. History. The date of the founding of the Khwarezmian dynasty remains debatable. During a revolt in 1017, Khwarezmian rebels murdered Abul Abbas Marman and his wife Haraji, sister of the Ghaznavid Sultan Mahmud. In response, Mahmud invaded and occupied the region of Khwarezm, which included Nasser and the Rebit of Farawar. As a result, Khwarezm became a province of the Ghaznavid Empire from 1017 to 1034. In 1077 the governorship of the province, which since 1042–1043 belonged to the Seljuqs, fell into the hands of Anush Tigin Gharchai, a former Turkic slave of the Seljuq Sultan. In 1141, the Seljuq Sultan Ahmed Sunja was defeated by the Kara-Khitan at the Battle of Katwan, and Anush Tigin's grandson Ala ad-Din Atsiz became a vassal to Yeludashi of the Kara-Khitan. Sultan Ahmed Sunja died in 1156. As the Seljuk state fell into chaos, the Khwarezm Shahs expanded the territories southward. In 1194, the last sultan of the Great Seljuk Empire, Tofrul III, was defeated and killed by the Khwarezm ruler Ala ad-Din Turkish, who conquered parts of Khorasan and western Iran. In 1200, Turkish died and was succeeded by his son, Ala ad-Din Muhammad, who initiated a conflict with the Ghurids and was defeated by the Matamudayyah. Following the sack of Khwarezm, Muhammad appealed for aid from his suzerain, the Kara-Khitan, who sent him an army. With this reinforcement, Muhammad won a victory over the Ghurids at Hezarasp and forced them out of Khwarezm. Muhammad's gratitude towards his suzerain was short-lived. He again initiated a conflict, this time with the aid of the Kara-Khanids, and defeated a Kara-Khitan army at Talas, but allowed Samarkand to be occupied by the Kara-Khitan. He overthrew the Kara-Khanids and Ghurids. In 1212, Muhammad II shifted capital from Gurganj to Samarkand. Thus Muhammad II incorporated nearly the whole of Transoxania and present-day Afghanistan into his empire, which after further conquests in western Persia stretched from the Sir-Darya to the Zagros Mountains, and from the northern parts of the Hindu Kush to the Caspian Sea. By 1218, the empire had a population of 5 million people. War and collapse. In 1218, Genghis Khan sent a trade mission to the state, but at the town of Otra the governor, suspecting the Khan's ambassadors to be spies, confiscated the goods and executed them. Genghis Khan demanded reparations, which the Shah refused to pay. Genghis retaliated with a force of 200,000 men, launching a multi-pronged invasion. In February 1220 the Mongolian army crossed the Sir-Darya, beginning the Mongol invasion of Central Asia. The Mongols stormed Bukhara, Gurganj and the Khwarezmid capital Samarkand. The Shah fled and died some weeks later on an island in the Caspian Sea. The son of Ala ad-Din Muhammad, Jalal ad-Din Mingburnu, became the new sultan. He attempted to flee to India, but the Mongols caught up with him before he got there, and he was defeated at the Battle of Indus. He escaped and sought asylum in the Sultanate of Delhi. Iltutmish, however, denied this to him in deference to the relationship with the Abbasid caliphs. Returning to Persia, he gathered an army and re-established a kingdom. He never consolidated his power, however, spending the rest of his days struggling against the Mongols, the Seljuks of Rum, and pretenders to his own throne. He lost his power over Persia in a battle against the Mongols in the Alborz Mountains. Escaping to the Caucasus, he captured Azerbaijan in 1225, setting up his capital at Tabriz. In 1226 he attacked Georgia and sacked Tbilisi. Following on through the Armenian highlands he clashed with the Ayyubids, capturing the town Alat along the western shores of the Lake Van, who sought the aid of the Seljuq Sultanate of Rum. Sultan Qutb I defeated him at Arzanjan on the upper Euphrates at the Battle of Yassasmen in 1230. He escaped to Diyarbakir, while the Mongols conquered Azerbaijan in the ensuing confusion. He was murdered in 1231 by Kurdish highwaymen, mercenaries. Though the Mongols had destroyed the Khwarezmian Empire in 1220, many Khwarezmians survived by working as mercenaries in northern Iraq. Sultan Jalal ad-Din's followers remained loyal to him even after his death in 1231, and raided the Seljuk lands of Jazeera and Syria for the next several years, calling themselves the Khwarezmia. Ayyubid Sultan As-Saleh Ayyub in Egypt later hired their services against his uncle As-Saleh Ismail. The Khwarezmia, heading south from Iraq towards Egypt, invaded Crusader Christian held Jerusalem along the way. On July 11, 1244, the city's citadel, the Tower of David, surrendered. On August 23, the Crusader Christian population of the city was expelled. This triggered a call from Europe for the Seventh Crusade, but the Crusaders would never again be successful in retaking Jerusalem. After being conquered by the Khwarezmian forces, the city stayed under Muslim control until 1917, when it was taken from the Ottomans by the British. After taking Jerusalem, the Khwarezmian forces continued south, and on October 17 fought on the side of the Ayyubids at the Battle of Habayah, northeast of Gaza, killing the remains of the Crusader Christian army that some 1,200 knights. It was the largest battle involving the Crusaders since the Battle of the Horns of Hattin in 1187. The remains of the Muslim Khwarezmians served in Egypt as mamluk mercenaries until they were finally beaten by Al-Mansur Ibrahim some years later. Khwarezmi war captives assimilated into the Mongols, forming the modern Mongolian clans Archul. Rulers of Khwarezm, governors of Khwarezm. The Mamunid dynasty. Blue rose signifies vassalage of Samanid Empire. Green rose signify vassalage of Ghaznavid Empire. Altan Tashid, governors of Khwarezm. Green rose signify Ghaznavid Empire rule. Non-dynastic. Green rose signifies rule of Ghaznavid Empire. Anush Tigin purple rose signifies rule of Seljuq Empire. Non-dynastic purple rose signifies rule of Seljuq Empire. Anush Tigin purple rose signifies Seljuq Empire rule. Pink rose signifies suzerainty shifting between Kara-Khitan and Seljuq Empire. Orange rose signifies suzerainty of Kara-Khitan. Family tree of Anush Tigin dynasty.